Welcome back to Stories and Documentaries TV. I'm your host, Venant, and today we're diving deep into the world's most unbelievable animal adaptations. From lizards that shoot blood out of their eyes, to fish that walk on land, and even creatures that can survive being frozen solid, nature is about to blow your mind. Stay with me until the end, because each animal story gets stranger and more unbelievable than the last. And hey, before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our documentaries that both entertain and educate. All right, let's get wild. From lizards that shoot blood out of their eyes, to fish that walk on land, and even creatures that can survive being frozen solid, nature is about to blow your mind. Stay with me until the end, because each animal story gets stranger and more unbelievable than the last. And hey, before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our documentaries that both entertain and educate. All right, let's get wild. First, we have to talk about the horned lizard, specifically the Mexican beaded lizard. These little guys are found in the deserts of North America, mostly in Mexico, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and occasionally in California. You know those action movies where the hero takes a big, slow-mo tumble through the air, landing perfectly on his feet right before taking off again? Well, the horned lizard can do something similar, thanks to its super flexible spine. But instead of escaping danger, these lizards use it to spray blood out of their eyes. Yep, you heard that right. These desert dwellers can shoot blood out of their eyes, and they do it for two reasons. First, to escape hungry predators, and second, to protect their eggs. How does this work, you ask? Well, imagine a lizard version of a sneeze. When threatened, these lizards rapidly inhale and exhale air, sucking blood from around their eyes and forcefully sneezing it out. This high-speed squirt of blood can travel up to 5 feet, surprising predators and giving the lizard time to make its escape. But why not just spit it out like regular lizards? Well, the blood from these lizards tastes terrible, making coyotes, snakes, birds, and other would-be predators puke after just one taste. So it's a win-win situation for the horned lizard. Nasty, messy, but effective. Now you know why they call it the blood shooter. Next we have to discuss the axolotl, a critically endangered species of salamander endemic to Mexico. Unlike most amphibians, the axolotl remains in its larval stage throughout its life, which means it keeps its external gills to breathe, retains its tail fin for swimming, and generally stays looking like a goofy little baby. They can live like this for up to 10 to 15 years. They usually stay small, maxing out around 9 inches in length. Despite their cute looks, axolotls aren't exactly winning the popularity contest in the animal world. They're pretty much on the bottom of the food chain, serving as a meal for fish and larger aquatic animals. But axolotls have some pretty amazing superpowers that help them survive. For example, they can regenerate their limbs if they lose them to predators. Pretty cool, right? It's like Wolverine, but with more slime. But they can regenerate more than just their limbs. They can actually regrow parts of their brain. I mean, come on, that's like a whole new head. Imagine having a built-in spare tire for your brain. I'd sign up for that superpower in a heartbeat. And now we need to talk about the immortal jellyfish. Found in the warm waters of the Mediterranean Sea, this translucent jellyfish can revert to its polyp stage when it's stressed or damaged, essentially turning back the clock on its life cycle and starting over. But how does it do this? Well, it's all about a special protein called tremolite. This protein triggers cell division in the jellyfish, forcing it to go back to its younger, immature stage. This means that the jellyfish doesn't have to die when conditions get rough. It can just turn back into a little baby jelly and start again. Now, you might be thinking, wouldn't it be awesome to be able to do this ourselves? I mean, imagine being 90 and reverting back to your 20s. But there's a catch. The immortal jellyfish has to be completely alone when it reverts back to its polyp stage. If there are other jellyfish around, it won't work. So basically, the jellyfish needs to find solitude in order to cheat death. Talk about a buzzkill. The pistol shrimp is a small crustacean that lives in burrows in sandy bottoms of the seas. These little guys use their giant claws to create a vacuum that sucks up prey like plankton and small fish, but they don't just use their claws for eating. They also use them to communicate with each other. When they snap their claws together, they make a loud popping sound that can be heard from miles away. This is how they attract mates and defend their territory. But the coolest thing about the pistol shrimp is that when it snaps its claw, it creates a cavitation bubble that reaches almost 4,700 degrees Fahrenheit. That's nearly as hot as the surface of the sun. The bubble then implodes, sending out a shockwave that can stun nearby prey, making it easy for the shrimp to eat. Now, let's talk about the leafy sea dragon. These unique fish are found in the coastal waters of Australia and New Zealand. They're related to the seahorse, but unlike their distant cousin, the leafy sea dragon has no distinct head or neck. Instead, its head blends seamlessly into its body, giving it a leaf-like appearance. This helps the fish camouflage itself among the seaweed and kelp forests where it lives, making it almost invisible to predators. The leafy sea dragon feeds on plankton and small fish eggs, which it sucks up using its long, thin snout. Its mouth is constantly open, which helps draw in food and also gives it a perpetually surprised expression. Lastly, we have to mention the tardigrade, a microscopic animal that lives in water and on land. It's also known as the water bear or moss piglet due to its chubby appearance and ability to inhabit moss and lichen. These little guys are found all over the world, from the Arctic to the Antarctic, and can withstand extreme temperatures, radiation, dehydration, and even the vacuum of space. What makes them so tough? Well, part of it has to do with their ability to slow down their metabolism to extremely low levels, entering a state called cryptobiosis. In this state, they can survive without water for decades and even survive in outer space. So there you have it, folks, just a small sampling of the many unbelievable animal adaptations out there. From the blood-spitting horned lizard to the regenerating axolotl, these creatures are truly one of a kind. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the wacky world of nature. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more, and as always, feel free to share your thoughts and comments below. Thank you so much for watching Stories and Documentaries TV. Big love to our subscribers, those who liked, shared, and commented on our last videos. You are the reason this community keeps growing worldwide. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell for daily uploads, like, share, and comment below. Tell us what you think of today's unbelievable animal adaptations and what you'd like us to cover next time. We love you all, and remember, we meet here every day for more educational and entertaining documentaries. I'm Venant, and this was Stories and Documentaries TV. Goodbye. See you again.